in the session. So I started selling these, retailing them online. What is this? I started retailing these mixes online in the month of Jan this year, and it's really been fantastic. So it's amazing to see how, you know, life kind of just transformed and changed for me in the last, I think, 1.5 year. And I'm really, really grateful and, you know, we are just deeply grateful for this new journey that I am on now. And I try, you know, to do my bit. I love to do these live sessions because I believe that baking is something which is so, it's not difficult. It really doesn't take time. Like a lot of people I meet say, oh, but we don't have the time, you know, to bake. Where do you find the time to do so much of stuff? But in all honesty, it doesn't take more than half an hour, 45 minutes. I think the worst part is the cleaning up after the whole entire baking process. But, you know, actually doing, you know, measuring out your ingredients and making whatever it is that you're making usually does not take very long. And you're going to definitely witness that today. So I decided to do breakfast recipes with you all because, you know, breakfast is something that can be really, they say that it's the most important meal of the day and that, you know, you must have a good breakfast. So rather than have the standard fare, on occasion, I think we can definitely have something a little fancy. Fancy, yes, but you're going to see how quick and how easy it is to make. So today we are going to do banana and carrot muffins. These are healthy muffins. There's no sugar. We're going to use healthy flours like wheat flour and oat flour. So we're not using maida here. We're not using sugar. So this is a very, very healthy recipe for you. So after that, we'll do Italian baked eggs. And then I'm going to show you how to assemble a very pretty breakfast board with Christmas. I know Christmas is a few months away, but I keep saying with Christmas coming soon, as though it's like next week. But I'm always very excited for Christmas. And this is definitely something, you know, that you can do for an occasion or for a special, like a birthday or something like that. So let's get started with the carrot muffins.
Oh,
yeah?
Yes, done.
Awesome. So one second now, I'm going to just... Okay, somebody just tell me if you all can see my book.
Bowl. Yeah.
Is that good?
Perfect.
You can see, no? Okay.
Yeah.
So now, maybe later in the group, what I will do is I will put down the ingredients and the recipe for you all. Yeah. So that if anybody wants to make it, you'll have all the measurements over there. So what we're going to do first, this is a banana carrot muffin. So we're going to start with one overripe banana. Okay. We're going to have to mash this up. Just lightly mash it with a fork. A lot of banana is used in breakfast recipes, and this really gives it a lot of moisture. Your muffin will be a really nice moist one because of this. Okay, so we just have a roughly mashed up banana. Now to this, 1 egg. Okay. Then in goes, here I have 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, so this recipe doesn't even call for butter. But if you don't want to use oil, you can also use 2 tablespoons of melted butter. But today I'm using oil because when you use oil in a muffin, it tends to get fluffier, it rises better, and it's very, very nice and moist. So we have the banana, we have the egg, we have the oil.
Any particular oil?
I've just used regular Sundrop cooking oil.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Here I have 1/4 of a cup of honey. Okay, so in goes the honey. Honey can be pretty sticky and it will stick to your thing, so just kind of get every last bit out. unlike cooking, baking is a bit of a science. So you need to follow the measurements that are always given in a recipe. If not, you will not get the best result. Okay, so the honey has gone in there. A little bit of vanilla essence, just about a teaspoon. And now, you don't need an electric whisk. You can do this by hand, or if you choose to use an electric whisk, you can. But I'm just going to use this hand whisk today. Okay, just give everything a nice mix. Break up the bits of banana if you see any big lumps in there. Don't need to overmix. The less you mix for a muffin, the better it is. Okay, so if you can see, we have this nice liquidy kind of a batter. So now here I have half a cup of grated carrot. Okay, that goes in here. Half a cup of a grated carrot. And I have some raisins, about 1/4 of a cup. You can also add some nuts, whatever you would like to add in, you most definitely can. And just again, give it a rough mix to combine. That's all you need to do. Okay, so these are your wet ingredients. Just set them aside for a minute. In another bowl, here I have 3/4 of a cup of a mix of wheat flour and oat flour. Now I know oat flour is not, I know that oat flour is not something that a lot of us have at home. You can just blend your regular oats, Quaker oats or whatever kind of oats you're using. Just blend that into a fine powder. This is a great flour to use for cakes, even for cookies. So much more healthier. It's a really healthy option and very easy to make at home. Just blend your oats really fine. So here I have a mixture of oat flour and wheat flour, 3/4 of a cup. Okay, that goes into another bowl. Then here I have baking powder and baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of each. And in here I have, I don't know if you can see that, there's cinnamon powder and a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Okay, the cinnamon will really bring out the flavor of the carrot. And when it's baking in the oven, you're going to get a really, really lovely aroma. Okay, so just give this a light mix. You don't need to sift these flours because they are they're not refined. And we're making muffins. So your muffin batter is always a lumpy batter. It is not smooth like a cake batter would be. So there's no need to sift. Okay. So now here we're going to bring in our wet ingredients and add in first. Always use this as a rule. When you're adding in your dry ingredients to your wet, do it always in 2 installments. Yeah, so we have installment number 1, and just with a spatula here, I'm just going to mix it in. Yeah, fold it. Folding is we go round and then we cut through the center. Okay, we go round and cut through the center. So this is the first installment. Doesn't need to be fully mixed, just a little bit. And then the rest of the flour mixture. Mix it until everything is combined. Now with these quantities that I have mentioned and used today, you'll get exactly 6 muffins. Okay. So this is the consistency we're looking for. Okay. It's a bit lumpy. Okay, almost done. This is just a standard cupcake muffin tin. I'm going to use liners. If you don't have liners, just make sure that you grease these cavities really well with oil or with butter, because you don't want them to stick. If you're using these liners, you don't need to line anything. Okay. And the way I like to do cupcakes or muffins is I use an ice cream scoop. Okay. It gives you the perfect quantity per muffin. Oops. Yeah, so it gives you the perfect quantity per muffin cup. So just put that in. We have 1, 2, 3. Just gonna get all of the batter out. As you can see, I got exactly 6 muffins. And here on top, this is optional. If you have brown sugar, or if you have even caster sugar, but brown sugar is recommended. I have a bit of brown sugar. Just sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on the tops. Just very, very little. What this will do is it will give you a really, really nice, crunchy, golden top. It will look very, very appetizing and very professional. This is what they do with muffins in stores. Always sprinkle a little bit of demerara sugar over it. And that's it. How long did that take? 5 minutes? This is what I mean when I say baking really doesn't take very long if you have your ingredients all measured out. So now these go into the oven. All ovens differ, as far as baking times are concerned, but these need to go in at 180 degrees. Always remember to preheat your oven. That's very important. So when you're doing all of this mixing, you can preheat your oven. These should go in for about 15, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, mine took about 18 minutes, but after 15 minutes, you can check. And after about 10 minutes or 12 minutes, you will be able to get these amazing cinnamony, baking aroma. So you know that your muffins are on their way to getting done. So that's it. Banana muffins. I have made a batch for you to see what they actually turn out to look like. Can you see that? This is what they will come out of the oven looking like. And if you notice, the tops are really, really golden because of all the brown sugar that I have had sprinkled on top.
Very nice.
So yeah, these are the muffins.
Looking
Healthy,
pretty.
good for you, and absolutely guilt-free eating. You can make these the previous day. You can make a double batch. You can make as many as you like. Put them in an airtight container, and they'll be good for quite a few days. And if you leave them in the fridge, you can leave them in the fridge for an extended period of time. Just make sure that you warm it up for about 10 to 20 seconds in the microwave, because a warm muffin is even more delicious. I hope you all enjoyed the first one.
That was nice and easy. Thank you. Very easy.
I believe in easy baking. 1 second. I just need a floor.
Can you please break up one muffin just to see the texture of it?
Sure, I'll do that. 100%. Caitlin. Putting my kids to work. I didn't realize I forgot to get a cloth, and I made a bit of a mess. I always like, another thing is I love to work clean, when your workspace is clean, I think that it makes the whole baking process extremely pleasurable. Okay, let me cut one. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Can you see the bits of carrot?
Yeah,
Wow, it's really looking good.
good looking. Thank you so much.
To the air pockets, very good.
My absolute pleasure. I have two. I mean, I like to say young, but honestly, they're not too young anymore. One is 13 and one is 9. But, with kids, we are on a snack on demand kind of basis here. So the amounts that they're eating every day, I like to make some of those things at least a little, healthier so that I feel better about myself.
Carolyn, will you be sharing the recipe details to us?
I will. What I'll do is, can I put that in the chat after this session? I will put down the exact measurements that you need of all the ingredients, so that you can, go back and refer to it whenever you like. These will make only 6. So if you want to make more than 6, just double everything.
Okay. Thank you.
Caroline, thank you. This is Annette. It's lovely.
Hi,
I
Annette.
feel like getting up and making it immediately. Now
I
that
hope you do. It's
you
all
said
very
that-
standard.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
the
and
ingredients are all
we
very,
have
very
everything at
standard,
home.
You have
Everything is available.
And if you
Thanks
don't
so
have
much.
raisins, you can swap raisins for nuts. You can leave out the raisins.
No, we have it at home.
Oh,
I
lovely.
just have a question, if you don't mind. That
Sure,
3/4 cup you put of wheat flour and corn and
Oat flour.
oat flour. But what is the proportion? 2/3 to 1/3? Wheat flour is 2/3?
I used half and half.
Half and
So
half.
what I did, what I did is I just filled half the cup with oat, and then I topped it up with wheat.
But you 3/4 cup. Okay. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
basically, the flours are very, very interchangeable. So let's say you don't want to use oats, you can use only wheat.
But oats is healthy, no? Oats is
very
healthy. Very good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So these are aimed to be healthy muffins, and I'm just giving you, variations. So you can use either one flour. You can even use maida. To be very honest, you'll get it even more fluffy. But keeping in mind the healthy factor, today I've not used maida. I've used a mix of wheat and oat. But you can use a mix of any flour. Just make sure that it is 3/4 of a cup.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man.
Just one more thing, Karen.
Yeah, Roy.
Whatever you're posting, post it on the group, not on the chat. On our
the WhatsApp
Culinary
group,
Crafts.
WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
Culinary
I
Crafts
put it
group.
on. I put it on the WhatsApp group.
Because you said chat,
No, sorry. What I meant is that the
on that
WhatsApp
group, yeah.
Culinary Crafts group.
Culinary Craft.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll post the recipe there.
Thank you.
Should we move on?
Yes, we're waiting anxiously for the next.
Ooh. So now this is typical me. I like to give simple things fancy names. So I'm calling, one second, let me just get all of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So what we're going to do next is Italian baked chicken. Sounds fancy?
Yeah.
But actually, it's nothing. It's extremely. You just need like literally a handful of ingredients, and I'll show you what is required. Firstly, depending on how many eggs you're making, how many people you want to feed, you need a baking tin. Any shape, round, square, rectangle, whatever will do. I'm using the small round one today because I'm just doing a little sample for you. So these, first you need a tin, baking tin. And why is it Italian? It's Italian because we are using pasta sauce. Okay, so we're using pasta sauce. We are using fresh cream. This is just your regular Amul fresh cream. Salt and pepper. We have some cheese, grated cheese, and of course, eggs. I'm only using 2 eggs today because there'll be too much of food in this house in about half an hour. So I'm keeping it to a smaller quantity. But you can just make this as small or as large as you like. Okay, just adjust the proportions of your pasta sauce and your other salt, pepper, etc. Okay, so in your baking tin, no real need to grease this or line this because we are not going to be removing it like a cake. You know, it's gonna be like a bake, so you can just scoop it out of your dish. So I'm just to this, I'm going to add some pasta sauce. Okay, pasta sauce needs to cover the entire base. Not too much, but just a sufficient layer, just one layer. Just kind of try and even it out as much as possible. Okay, so we've got pasta sauce. Now for the fresh cream. I like to use a bit of fresh cream because it just gives this a little more richness. If you don't want to use cream because it's, maybe too rich or too heavy, entirely skip this out. Another tip is you can even add green chutney, the normal green chutney that we make at home. You can just put a few blobs of green chutney over the pasta sauce. If not green chutney, you can even throw in bits of spinach, just kind of blanched so that it's not completely raw. Just blanched spinach also you can just throw on top. So that's all the cream we're going to need. Using a fork, I'm just going to kind of slightly mix it in with the pasta sauce. You can hear me, clearly?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
yes,
We're all
we
on
can
mute.
hear you.
We're all on mute.
Super. Sometimes it's so weird, talking to somebody who's not responding to you, but I should be used to that by now. So yeah. So that's our pasta sauce. That's our fresh cream. The alternatives are you can put a little bit of wilted spinach. You can even put a little bit of green chutney. I don't have either today, so I'm not going to use that. Okay, now for the eggs. Crack them open. That's one. That did not break very neatly. I'm sorry, but ideally you should get that lovely little yolk, a round yolk surrounded by the white, kind of like that. Okay, so you'll have two. Now with this fork, what I'm going to do, because if you notice, I don't think you can see it very clearly on camera, but the whites have kind of formed a little film on top. And if you bake it like this, all you'll see is a layer of white. You won't see any of the gorgeous red sauce seeping through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of, breaking it up a little bit. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'm just kind of breaking up the whites so that I get the sauce also on the upper layer. So that when it bakes, the sauce will also peep through and it will look much nicer. Okay, that's it. Little bit of salt and pepper. Just on the yolks, not too much because we've already used pasta sauce, which has its fair share of salt in it already. Bit of salt and pepper. You can also use oregano. And here I have some grated cheese. Just plonk it along in a few places. As much or as little as you would like.
What did you use? Excuse me, Carol, what did you use? What did you use
This
just now?
cheese. This is grated cheese.
Okay.
This is a mix actually of cheddar and mozzarella, but you can just use your regular Amul cheese cube. That will also work perfectly fine. And to give it that vibrant green, just little dash of coriander. Now this also goes into the oven for, depends on how you like your eggs. Now, if you like your eggs to be, fully cooked, hard, then I would say about 20 minutes. If you like them semi-soft, then about 10 to 12. That choice is up to you. So that's it. These are Italian baked eggs that will go into the oven. And let me show you what they look like when they come. I baked these for our next recipe. So I baked them in smaller ramekins, and you'll see why when we do the next one. But this is what it comes out looking like. So you have your egg whites, you have your yolk, you have the cheese, and you have your beautiful pasta sauce.
At what will be the temperature for baking these eggs?
Oh, 180, 180. You can bake them at 180. You can bake them at 180 degrees. Anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes. Again, would depend on your oven, and it would depend on how set you want your eggs. We like our eggs completely set. Nobody here likes a sunny side up. So I bake these for 20 minutes. And this is how they go. So that's our Italian baked egg. I think someone's mic is on. Any questions for this one?
Not yet.
Both were so quickie, Carol, and so yummy. Some real twist to breakfast now.
Yeah, I'm just giving you options. Get fed up, no, of eating that same toast.
Can we beat the egg fully? Can we beat the egg fully and put it inside?
Yeah, that's what I did. So what you do is you
No,
take your
beat the egg. Beat the egg fully outside and just spread it inside.
You could, but you could do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, but then it won't look as nice.
Okay.
I don't know if you can actually
Not so
see it when
pleasing
you
to the
make it
eye.
yourself.
Okay.
You know,
You
if
cannot
you
make out also
it'll just be
this
like
is
this
an
whole
egg.
it'll just
It's
turn
like
out to be this whole big
scrambled
yellow.
egg. Scrambled
Yeah,
egg.
like a big baked scrambled egg.
Okay.
So if you just crack them in versus beating it up and putting it in, I think that is a little better. But there's nothing, I mean, there's no rule that you can't do that. You'll just have a different texture, but the eggs will still be baked
Okay.
along with the sauce. There's so much of food. I think my kids are going to have a feast for tea today. So let's do the last one.
We can come over if there's too much of food.
I really wish, no? Because sometimes, and I do quite a few of these online things. I had one, I frosted cupcakes day before yesterday on Friday evening. And I'm sitting here and I can still see them. They're still lying on the table. So there's always so much of food in the house, but whatever we can't consume, I just kind of distribute to my neighbors and, to our friends and their kids. So everyone's very happy with this new choice of profession that we have taken. Cool. So let's move on to the last one. Okay. Now, I remember that day on the chat, somebody said they didn't know what a charcuterie board was. Basically, it's just a fancy term for a breakfast board. So an assortment of breakfast items. Just take a tray. Yeah, I have this white tray.
Yeah.
Can you all see?
Perfect.
Okay. So I have this tray here. Now, what I plan to do with my board is I want to do eggs, bacon, sausages. We have pancakes. We have dry fruit. And we have an assortment of spreads. Then actually put some salami also on there. I completely forgot. As I'm looking at my stuff now, I'm remembering. But that's okay. Okay, so you start off with an empty tray, or you can even use a dinner plate, just to try it out for the first time, but I leave that up to you. And when you're placing your things, remember to always put your bowls in a kind of S shape. Yeah, so we have one here. This is one baked egg. I'm going to put another baked egg here. Okay. I have some maple syrup in this. And these are chocolate pancakes that I have made using my pancake mix, Treatfully Yours. These are available on Amazon. So if anybody wants to try a healthy pancake mix, you can go and have a look there. They're made with ragi, they're made with oat flour, they're sweetened with jaggery. So everything that's good. So these are the pancakes. Here I have some Nutella, and I have some jam. Okay, so now this forms the, can you all see? You all can see, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, all this place on the side, we need to fill. Okay, so in here, if you can see what, I have regular cocktail sausages here, but what I've done with them is I have, first, of course, I have fried them. They're cooked sausages. And then what I did is I just tossed them in a mixture of honey and soya sauce. So what we have is, they're really, really sticky. Can you see that?
Yes.
They're really sticky and, very delicious. You get like a kind of a sweet and smoky barbecue kind of flavor to these. So just take your plain sausages, toss them in some honey and soya sauce, and you can just completely change the flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on. We have some sausages. And here, of course, I have bacon. Can't do breakfast without bacon, right? When we breakfast for any occasions or when it's a special breakfast, I think most of us would include some bacon on our plates. This is the fatless bacon, actually, which I prefer. Okay, so we have our bacon, we have our sausages. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to fill it up. Muffins as well. What I made, we can add those. The banana carrot muffins. And of course, some fruit. Just put the fruit on the side. Now this would be very, very pretty with, strawberries and stuff when those are in season. So I would recommend that you absolutely use strawberries if you're doing this when they're in season. Blueberries, even raspberries, all of that. And here I just have some dry fruit. Now this dry fruit you can use to fill up all the gaps. So wherever you see gaps in your board, just fill it up with some dry fruit.
क्या करेगा वो? तुम हम नहीं खा सकते ना.
And you can just, put a little pot of toothpicks somewhere so that people can, poke the sausages and stuff with it. There you have it.
Very pleasing to the eyes, Carol.
Isn't it? I think
Yes.
that a lot of us, we eat with our eyes as much as we do with our stomachs.
Yes.
So, there's probably, to be very honest, a lot of stuff on here that, my kids would not grab, if I served it in isolation. But when you see everything come together and look so, so pretty, you just kind of feel like digging in. So that's what this board is all about. It's something that, you can completely dig into and enjoy.
Looks awesome.
Thank you. Now, I've made a really larger version of this, but you can make it in a dinner plate, like I said, depending on how many people, you want to feed. So just adjust the number of items that you're putting, and always do it a little aesthetically. So start with the S shape and then just kind of put the rest of your stuff around what your, the template, that's what I call it. Just start with your template and then just fill in the edges. So that's it.
Super.
Roy, you forgot to take picture with Carolyn.
Yeah. No, she's not over, I think. Carolyn, are you done?
I'm done. My 3 recipes are done.
You are dreaming.
No, I'm watching her.
Very bad. I thought you were going to send me pictures and all.
No, I'll do that. I'll request. Okay, 1 minute. Carol, just pose with your tray. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah.
Sorry, what?
No, with your breakfast tray.
Pose with it, huh?
Yeah. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah, that one picture is done, but it's our tradition for everyone to put on their videos.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Yeah. So we get, you know, that these are your clients now.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. All of you, I request all of you to please put on your videos.
My video is not coming on.
Achha. And Carol, you can then stop sharing. Then you also.
Sorry, what?
Now you're on share. You're sharing that.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what I'm on.
Okay. One sec.
I'm probably younger than a lot of people here, but I'm zero when it comes to Zoom. I asked my son to help me set it up today.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, done. Yeah, I think all have put their videos. The first time I'm seeing all the videos on, except mine. Okay, I'll put mine also. Okay, here we are. Antoinette Briganza, what's wrong with you? Okay, all of you smile. Wow, Marina, nice to see you, man. See, we have 1 minute. Huh? We have 3 pages. So this is the first page.
He's saying putting picture.
How many of us are here?
So we are about, we were 78, I think, earlier. Now we are 63. Adriana, you can put your video on. Francisca, Celine, Miranda, Nisha, Mabel, Sakina, Lavi, Miranda. Please put your videos on. All of you.
Yes, we are there.
Yeah. I'd like to see Sakina. Where she's gone? Here she is. Sakina, you have to put your video on. We'd like to capture one more shot of yours. Okay, Nisha. And who else? Okay. All right, 1 minute. Huh?
Okay, I have put my video on. Hi.
Who is this now?
Sakina.
Where are you, man? Sakina, I can't see you.
Even I can't see myself right now.
Sakina's on page 1.
On page 1, she's gone. Sakina, don't jump pages, huh? It's a crime.
Okay, I'm there. I finally see myself. Hi,
Yeah.
Caroline. Love to watch your recipes.
Yeah, one minute. Okay, I again got you, Sakina. And, Let me complete all the pages. Huh? The 3 pages of them. Lavina is
And then what
there.
do you do with these
Audrey,
photographs?
Bernadette, Adrian, then Rose, Francisca, Celine Miranda, Margaret Fernandes, Amrapali, Cecil Sylvester, Janet, Gracie, Govias, Loretta, Joan, Sinatra. See, all you guys are Jennifer Lemos. You will never come back to my shows if you keep your video shut all the time like this. John, put your video on. Amrapali, you come straight from the Durga Puja. 1 minute, all of you smile. Okay, I got most of you. 1 minute. Huh? We need proof, man, that we have done this. Okay. So 3 pages are done. Now, whoever is there is there. Whoever is not there.
Not there is not there.
Not there. Kalas. Okay. So I'd like Sakina to propose the thanks to Carolyn.
So there's a vote of thanks and all.
Yeah, Sakina will do.
So,
Sakina,
Carolyn, you're very, very special. We haven't received any of this treatment at all, I have to say. But, you know, thank you. Really enjoyed watching you. It was fun. Ideas wonderful, right? And I'm sure everybody agrees with me right now.
Yes, no, I know. I mean, I know that a lot of us already, there are probably a lot of expert cooks and bakers here already. And, you know, when I told my mom that I'm doing a session, you know, with the Good Shepherd and everything, she was like, but everybody must be knowing how to bake already. You better think of something different.
I believe there is never an end to learning.
Learning.
Every day, everything can be learned and relearned. And, you know, you could be doing the same thing, but there is something that will click and you've been able to learn again. So I think there can never be a stop.
But you know, also more than actually showing you the recipe, you know, you can get a recipe from any book. You've actually seen me do this. I've done 3 things in about 45 minutes. So like I said at the start, you know, baking really doesn't take time. You need to have the interest to want to do it. If you have that interest to want to do it, you just need about 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. It was excellent.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Don't thank me. All of you thank Carolyn. Come on.
Because you had
Carolyn.
Thank you, Carolyn.
That was wonderful.
Thank you, Carolyn.
My role is very limited.
Roy, you got in touch with her. You made this program for us. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank
you so much.
Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
Carolyn, all the best. All the best.
Thank
Bye.
I'll
Thank you. Come
Carolyn, I'll
again.
stay in touch with you. And Christmas is around the corner. Maybe we should see some more of you.
Oh, me? Yeah, sure. I have lots of tricks up my sleeve for Christmas. So just let me know.
That's nice. That's nice.
Brilliant.
Thank you,
Carolyn. Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here.
Sakina is one of our star performers. Huh?
Oh, yes?
Oh, yeah.
She
I'll share some of her
teaches.
pictures.
She teaches.
Yeah, she teaches.
What does she teach?
Cake making.
Yeah, I'll share some of her pictures. Awesome, man.
That's nice.
The other day she made a crown. It was something out of this world. I never told her this till now.
What are you talking about?
Yesterday you put that picture in that group, no? That crown that you made.
Yeah.
It was awesome, yeah.
Roy, please put it up on the culinary group.
Sakina is very good. Excellent.
Let her only share it. Sakina, you put that photograph on the culinary group.
I shall.
Yeah.
Of course I
Let
will.
everybody know your talents, yeah. See, there are 2 brilliant ladies out there. Carolyn, we have got Mercy. Yeah, Mercy is our black.
That's another.
I don't know if she's not come today.
Where's Mercy today?
Today, Mercy has not come, I think. So we have got Mercy.
Marina also is not here today.
I used to come to Good Shepherd Parish so often before the pandemic when I used to, you know, come that side to do work. Little did I know that I would be, you know,
doing a show for them one day. No, this pandemic has
small world.
It has changed our entire dynamics.
Roy,
Yeah.
I think you have been just brilliant in bringing this together. I don't know if anyone even had this thought in their mind.
Yeah.
That this could actually happen every day and how people could be, productively
It
engaged.
just
Don't you all think?
contributes to an amazing sense of, community. Everyone's
Yeah.
sitting in their own homes, but yet,
Yeah.
we're connected and we feel like we just came together for an hour. So that is something really nice.
Yeah. It has grown organically, and we started with a game of ROSY.
Yeah, I know you.
I know, and then slowly we one came in, second came in. Today we are 10 activities.
Amazing.
10
Full
activities.
power to you guys and all the best. Yeah, thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone, thank
Carolyn, and
you.
we'll see more of you.
Bye. Thank you,
Thanks so much.
Carolyn.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Carolyn.
Thank you.
All the best
Good
and God
night.
bless.
Bye, guys. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.